Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and Craig Skidmore here for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love tarot forecast for the week of August 24th through the 30th of 2020.
Moving on through the month.
Right? And guess what? Have you checked out highvibe.tv yet? And all these awesome links down below for the exclusive content, especially we've got so many other practitioners besides myself, but I do over 20 exclusive horoscopes a week. Your weekly sun sign horoscopes, your weekly tarot, your weekly intuitive, your weekly tarot just itself, and your sun sign one. And full disclosure with Craig and I and all the other shows that are on highvibe.tv and full disclosure, so forth. But mainly, you can also watch all the spiritual dance music. We've got a lot of cool updates coming out this week. Make sure that you check it out and that you get the apps. Of course, 7-day free trial if you want to be a member and to get all those horoscopes and the notifications and so much more. You can also get Battle of the Gods. It's $12.95 right now. It's my 4-hour plus horoscope about this Mars transit. We are getting ready for this Mars Retrograde here September 9th. I hope you are prepared for the Battle of the Gods. Remember, Mars Retrogrades last for a good 3 months. So, are you prepared here for this this end of the summer into the fall, into the beginning of 2021, which is going to be really crazy. So, I do all the history. I give you a 4-hour plus horoscope, and it is deep. Make sure that you check it out. You can purchase it on the paid video section on highvibe.tv and watch on the apps. I'm going to turn to Mr. Craig, see how he's doing tonight.
Boom. That was a nice little intro right there. Winter is coming. Are you prepared?
Weirdness is coming. Or it's here.
A little weirdness is good. Hold down. Get a little weird up in here. I'm doing pretty well. I had a lovely time this weekend, you know. Enjoyed the beach a bit. Went on a nice little drive up the coast for a while, you know. Typical Southern California weekend in the summertime. It felt normal-ish. It was nice.
It's very Craigish. You had an umbrella in the back of your truck. You were kicking it.
You know,
in a parking lot. I was like, man, he's totally living it.
Had a pretty blonde by my side, you know. Can't complain.
Yeah, you can't. You had it good. I mean, How about a new whip?
Yeah. That's good too.
Yeah. Alone. So, woo!
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! You know, girlfriend is the car. Although I always name all my cars boys, so I really can't make it my girlfriend.
Was it a nice ride though, at least?
It's a nice ride.
There you go.
But, you know.
Win-win.
And people might think, this fool's just buying rides. I totaled the ZR1, got my insurance to give me all the money back, bought with that insurance money the Shelby. The Shelby blew up, not by me, just because the manufacturer, the motor blew up, got the lemon law.
Done blown up.
And after 2 months, finally got them to send me my money back to buy another whip. So if somebody's out there thinking that I'm just out there just buying whips just like all day long, it's just because I want to whip it.
Little whippity dippity.
Whip it. Doesn't work like that.
Whip it real good.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Some people might just think I'm out just buying whips all day, like just to buy whips.
No doubt.
I'm one person. I already have enough trouble trying to find people to go on my RV with me. It takes 2 people, let alone I already have 3 cars, you know? And they're all used for things, so it's like,
I don't really care about cars too much, but that thing is a very nice looking vehicle.
Thank you. You know, to hear that from Craig, he didn't say shit about the GT500 or even the Vets.
I love Mustangs, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's
a Shelby.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? But it's like you feel like you've seen those a bunch throughout your life. You know what I mean? It's obviously a nice, newer, updated version, but it's still, you know what I mean? This one's like rare.
Rare.
It's not something you just see cruising down the street every day, so it's nice.
No.
It's nice.
Actually, funny story. I was on my way back here today, and it's a convertible, so I had the top down, and I'm cruising down PCH in Newport Beach, and freaking these dudes pull up next to me, and they start laughing because I think they thought it was like my dad's car or I was just some punk kid like riding around in it because I had some metal playing, and that sound system is loud in that thing. And fucking, I look over and I'm like, whatever, but it's like, I think they really thought that I shouldn't be driving that car. I was like, this is the first. And my dad told me today, well, son, at least you don't look like a punk kid anymore. And then I'm like, ironically, I do look like a punk kid with my hat backwards in this ride.
Yeah.
So I'm battling the whole 36-year-old single male life.
And all those individuals, out there, we bring up dating sites and all that, and I see people in the chat blasting them all the time. But actually, the last I've met 2 nice ladies over the last year on those dating sites. So don't sell yourself short out there, people. There are some good people out there.
Yeah, no,
like
I've met
myself.
good people off dating sites too.
Yeah, I know. Gets a bad rap. It all depends what you put yourself, what you put out there. Obviously, there's going to be pieces of shit everywhere you look too, but.
Well, I've had 3 girlfriends, if you don't count the whole high school. One was met through MySpace, but it was because she found me through television shows on MTV and put my names together. One show I went on as Dave, the other one I went on as Palmer, and she typed me Dave Palmer in 2005 or 2006 and found me on MySpace, and then we ended up living together. A reality show and Instagram.
There you go.
Only 3
Digital
my
world.
3 relationships. So I would say not normal.
It's a digital world.
Even my girlfriend in high school, the second one that was more the one that I was with, and that was really good. That that was an AOL teen chat that my buddy Brian Friedman met her, and I went with him to meet her. And then when we all 3 met, I was like the third wheel. She was like, "Can I get your number?" And I asked Brian first, I'm like, "Is that chill?" He's like, "No, it's fine. Didn't work out." I felt kind of bad, but not really, because I remember I had just gotten my pager, and I was like getting paged big time
beep,
that
beep.
night. You know what I
Beep,
mean?
beep, beep.
Couldn't wait to get home to my second
beep,
phone
beep.
line in my room,
Like 911, 420.
So anyway, let's just go. If you never watched the show before, we are going to look into your love. We're going to go into the collective. And then, of course, we go into all 12 signs, which, of course, we pick from the high vibe. What?
I love gold.
Cup.
It's a gold cup.
And then
has all the
on the
zodiac.
collective, I talk about the astrology, and we do the cards for the collective. And then, of course, we use the high vibe Astro Dice. So we got a lot of cool decks. We got a lot of decks today that we are going to be using. So, and I have backup decks for anything that gets a little weird, which usually it does get a little weird on this show. I say we pull up the collective right now, and let's just roll.
Boom.
Boom. All right, everyone. So I'm going to this collective reading first. Astrology-wise, remember, I talk about the astrology in your own zodiac sign while I'm doing the reading. Wow, we're in Virgo season. Mercury's in Virgo. The sun's in Virgo. And so we are ready for a lot of change in our reality, and what little changes can be big, especially because I think that this is a major weird time while you have the sun and Mercury in Virgo. Virgo is very mercurial, right? It's the home of Mercury, and where we want to change our environment and our life. And I think when it comes to love right now, it's like, things that aren't operating or working right now are like clear as a bell. And it's like, it's like we want things to run better, and we want things to be more in alignment with our reality. And so anything that doesn't feel like it can mix reality-wise right now, oil and water, for example, don't go together well. So this is where relationships right now, oil and water, is clear, especially with Venus this week. Poor Venus. I gotta say, Venus has been through a lot this year, retrograde through Gemini with the North Node. It's big squares to Neptune for that long time. Now Venus is in Cancer, and now it has to go through the opposition of Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and then Saturn next week. But this week we're dealing with Jupiter and Pluto, this big explosive energy force in Capricorn. And Jupiter still retrograde, stopped, not direct yet. So this is going to be where, you might look at things and be like, I'm not seeing opportunity emotionally here anymore because it's probably on the wrong tracks. The only doors that you can open right now are the doors that open you up to the tracks of the life that you really want to have. So if it's already feeling like oil and water, and then you feel like you're missing out on your career, your destiny, or some sort of feeling in your life. I think that with Mars also squaring Saturn this week all week, it's like, I don't look at it as a stop sign. I'm just looking at it as like, okay, if this is not in alignment with what you really want in your life, it's not going to work. You cannot force things anymore. You know, the best example is, you know, I deal with a lot of clients and people, especially over this last decade, but it's just a lot of people, right? And the number one always thing I hear, and it's funny, I always say this, sometimes I have those people that just can't ever get out of a relationship that's like hell in a handbasket, no matter how much the astrology continually brings up the same lesson. And then they'll be like, well, I mean, I can fix it, right? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like 7 years ago, you told me that, right? Like, and 3 years ago, you told me that. And 2 years ago, you told me that. And a year ago, you told me that. Yeah, I get that more than I get, you know, it's amazing. I mean, Virgo is not emotional. Virgo is straight analytical, reality based. And I would say that this is like, with Venus in Cancer, a hard emotional truth that Jupiter and Pluto are about to reveal, of like, look at the freaking truth of no emotion Capricorn and execution, and Mars is squaring Saturn. Like, Saturn's like, you can't get anything you want in life if you are doing things that you don't want to do. That's the stop sign. It's like, I'm done. Mars is like, I can't do what I don't want to do anymore. And it's like, people are having fucking panic attacks about that shit. And I'm not going to say panic attacks lightly because I actually suffer from panic disorder, but literal in a weird sense. It's like, oh, God's asking me to stop fucking doing what I don't want to do, and I don't want to do that. It's like, wow. Yeah. So that's what's really coming this week. We're going to have the moon in Sag with the south node in square to the sun and Mercury. We're going to have that first quarter square of the moon, and woo! When you get Sag and Virgo, and we have the nodes all in this place, and Mars is sextile the north node, don't miss out on opportunities of crazy, wild change, or things that don't look like the package and maybe that you thought it was. If you're still identifying things as some certain package and how it's going to all look, and you think that you can just force it through, it ain't going to work. So this is going to be a very challenging week, or the most explosive, beautiful, amazing fucking week of your life if you're willing to take rocket ships of fun and optimism and saying fuck it of where you really feel or what you really want, instead of telling yourself, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh, I can't have a good time. I can't have a good reality. I can't really be in a relationship that's really full of the things I really want in love. Oh, I didn't know that was written in the book of God, whatever that book is, whatever one you want to define it as. I thought it was quite the opposite. I thought it was that you could have what you really want. But I don't know what is up with the collective and a lot of people out there being like, I'm not allowed to have what I want. I have to go through this shit and just stay in it. It's like, wow, this is going to be where those people look crazy. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, by the way, Mercury opposes Neptune this weekend, too. Oh, the reality is about to look at. Oh, what is you just getting lost into some crazy shit? We got the Devil card up right, first card. Woo! Okay. Definitely going to be about like a pretty intense week. I would say, okay, there's two things. The Devil card, of course, scares the hell out of people. Literally. It's going to be a funny night, I got a feeling. But I was going to say that this is where it scares the hell out of you if you are lacking desires and that you are chained to something that you don't want to be chained to. That's hell. But the devil also reminds you to be in things that you actually want to be, and then it doesn't feel like you're chained to it, ironically enough, especially in a love reading. And also, I'll be honest, if the passion is not there, and if the Viagra is needed 24/7 and that's not working, or you can't have a baby together, or you can't get the big O, what are you doing? The Empress is our challenge card. So, you have the Devil and the Empress, two major arcana. I'm going to say that, we're not feeling that abundant when we're not in our truth when it comes to our passions, our needs, and our wants, to where we don't feel like we're chained at all to something that we don't want to be chained to. There's nothing worse than, I guess, being a dog, right? Chained to like a weird like pole, like for the whole afternoon. But what if it's like 24/7? Because the Empress wants to create this abundant, beautiful life, and especially with love here, and a life that actually bursts things. It was weird I brought up not being able to have kids. That's always a sign to me that it is not a love child that can come through, spiritually speaking, not medically speaking. So there could be those people out there watching that. I don't know why my guides have kind of come through with that a bunch. But, this Empress is definitely saying the challenge is, why are you making it so hard on yourself to build the more beautiful and great, abundant life that's beautiful and goddessy and feminine and creative and holds a lot of beautiful space? You'd rather just live in hell? Our overall card we got is Mars. Oh, we have to take action. We have to take force. Another sexual planet too. So, overall, it's like we have to take the action of what we want in our lives, the force. We have to, and with Mars here being in Aries too. I mean, wow. And that square to Saturn, like I feel, it's not a stop sign. It is a stop doing what you don't want to do. The shadow of this challenge is, wow, we got obsession. Obsession over things that are not bringing us our true desires, but they feel like they're encompassing some sort of thing that maybe it's material possession, maybe it's, I don't know. Well, I can't leave because that's where I'm staying, or that's where I get this from, or I get this emotional, crutch handled there. That'd be like a dog being like, well, at least I'm tethered and I'm cool with being tethered to this pole. It's like, you're obsessed with now the pole because you peed on it so many times? Are you fascinated by the smell of the shit and the urine smell around that pole? Literally? Oh, nobody probably got that one. We got the devil reversed on top of the devil. Yeah, this is where we get out of situations that just no longer are totally for us and are the best for us. And I would also say, what might seem like devil's work would not be, because it almost is the devil is the trickster. The devil right now is tricking people into hell by saying you must do this crap when you don't. What did we get for this Mars card here? We got the Ace of Wands upright. Wow. Lighting the new way forward of a love and happiness by direct action and force of what you really want. Wow. Second house, Virgo, Jupiter. Well, it's time to look for the best reality, but be pretty specific on the reality we want and open and see the possibilities and open the doors to that reality. It might feel like it's very slim and narrow, but that's your issue, is that you're like, I don't know if I could open the door to a new reality or change in the relationship or getting rid. There's a lot of obsessive tendencies for those in partnerships that are having issues right now. But I would say that, it's like, this has to be purified by seeing if the quality is really there and seeing if that reality is going to change or not. And if that reality really is going to build something that is good, or if it just feels like it's not really. It'd be like trying to invest in Bitcoin with $1. Like, you can make a lot, but it's so volatile, up and down, like, is it just the same repetitive cycle you're going to go through?
That same old.
Same old.
Yeah, and with those two devil cards, I mean, that could easily represent the devil within yourself and the devil within your partner, that's kind of holding back certain information, and maybe if you are single, that could be the truth that you're not telling yourself. What aren't you facing? Or where are you limiting yourself and kind of like, not addressing issues as to why maybe you're not in a relationship if you are looking for one. It starts within, most definitely. And if you're not facing certain fears or facing certain issues that have like been repeating, they've just been that cycle like David was talking about. The relationships. There's at one point you have to address it so you can actually work through them and actually start moving forward. It's definitely about addressing an issue. Maybe that is not feeling worthy of a relationship, or you're not feeling up to a relationship. And if you aren't, then that's fine, but at least be honest with it and don't just kind of keep putting yourself out there and then get down on yourself and it's not showing up in your life.
Yeah, because if you don't do the work in yourself, it's not going to go too well, ever. Somebody in the chat had said it almost could feel like, it's not just us too, it's mirrors, right? And there's reflections of people that could be bringing up a lot of shit too, and I agree. But I almost feel like this is like the deepest core of like the issue with the true energy that you really want to have, and what blocks are there, and what And what are you tricking your own self into believing in some bullshit? Interesting.
Yeah, right. Throwing some extra added pressure that's not needed.
Never is needed. No pressure in the world is ever needed.
Nah.
Especially thinking that you must.
Not up in here. Not in here.
That's what prune juice is for, right?
Exactly. Shake, shake, shake.
Pisces is our first one for this week.
Whoa, lucky Pisces.
The fishies, the fish. Woo-hoo. Somebody asked how I got sober and how do I stay sober. Therapy, owning a business, doing videos every day, and having bigger goals in my life than I believed were possible and still striving for them every day. That's a bigger high than any other high I ever had.
And acknowledging that you didn't want to do it anymore.
Yes.
That's where it probably starts.
And who you hang around with.
Yeah, that's a big point.
And everybody has a vice, though. My vice is nicotine. So I have my Escape still and Sprite.
Yeah. Maybe some Jolly Ranchers.
And racing, going fast. And DJing, music, astrology.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pisces, let's see what's up for you this week. First card that we got here is the Nine of Pentacles in reversed. Not feeling like in your best self. Could even be physically, vanity-wise. It feels like you're not attracting either the energy that you really want right now in your life. Remember, this card attracts the beautiful world to it by knowing it's beautiful within. And with this reversal, it's definitely having to do some beautifying within to attract a more beautiful life. You could also feel like maybe you got a partner right now that's not maybe to your best benefit, or maybe you're not seeing the beauty in them, which is probably dealing with the beauty within yourself. We did pull the Magician as your challenge, so you are the Magician, which I think is a little ironic here, that it's like you forgot about your magic. Maybe you've been placing your magic in the wrong spaces, and it'd be like Merlin trying to, cast a spell, and after so long, now you're resulting to like the most basic spell of like, some magic trick that you can buy at the magic store at Disneyland. You'd start to feel pretty shitty too. So I'd feel like, don't forget about the magic, the beauty that you have within you, especially this week. It's Virgo, it's your relationship time. And with Venus here in Cancer, your fifth house, you're dealing with major relationship situations in love. And I think it has to be re-examined if it's really beneficial, beautiful enough for you. You did pull the Jupiter return of benefits overall. So this means to start to look around new directions, start new stories, open up new doors. And also not to be afraid to open up doors if you're single and you're in your own life and maybe you've denied relationships. The shadow of that Magician that we got here is the envious gluttony. It's almost like maybe you're just weird seeing the magic happen in everybody else and you're not seeing the magic happen in your own life. But it's like, what is holding you from your own magic is that whole idea that you don't have the magic in yourself, or that things are not possible for you like you see with other people. And it's something that I would say would be hidden. That Nine of Pentacles in reverse comes with that Knight of Wands upright. So this is time for you to realize that you have all the strength in the world to have the ultimate happiness. But there's a heroic element to this. It takes the hero and the courage of your heart to move into it. And maybe that's what's lacking because you're not feeling that great within. And I would say that, or physically, I'll be honest, it kind of is vanity, that Nine of Pentacles, or it's solo, right? I can't do anything solo. It's impossible. It's like, that's not true. Or maybe you're too solo about things and, and then or you've just picked people around and you're like to be solo, but they're not turning out the way you want to be, but you're still keeping them around. And then you want somebody in your life, but I feel like there's a lot of keeping around energy that's just not building or going the way that you want it to go. With that Jupiter return card, you did get the Page of Wands upright. Wow, you got good cards on top of this stuff to kind of counteract this weird stuff. But a lot of it with the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands, the Page delivers the message and the Knight goes into that battle for love. But look at the devil, the trickster chasing the Page. It's almost like finally you're going to be spooked enough to finally go find your true happiness and get that fire moving this week, especially to open up the bigger doors in your life that you need to do. You did pull Leo Mercury in the, is that the 6th? Yeah, it's the 6th house. Well, it's time for you to have the understanding and examine your reality. And where is it not that great? Where are you not? Where is it to where everyday life cannot be happy? You have to figure that out. And what conversations are you not having that are specifically ones that are going to bring you more happiness? But you might have to go through expressing your true heart and specifically what it is. And you don't want to come off as a nag, but the truth is you're not a nag by just expressing exactly what you want in your heart. It's more of a nag when you don't say anything as a Pisces and you hold it off and you kind of beat by the bush or throw up some fucking stories on Instagram like, oh yeah, right? Or you do little messages on Instagram to the person or something and be like, yo, I don't, I feel that you have to get more encompassed and more focused on exactly what you want and exactly what you don't want and get to the point to find the happiness and have the courage to do that.
Yeah, because a magician doesn't create just by thinking that they're capable of doing something. No, they truly believe it. And they put that effort into it and they put that dedication into it. So if you just kind of think that you're worthy or think that something's going to go right, without actually putting that dedication, without actually putting your energy and your belief towards it, it's not going to happen. Sooner or later, it is going to fall apart. There has to be that almost the divine essence of your spirit, everything that you totally want, everything that you totally believe needs to be put into that life force behind it. And then you'll be able to achieve it. It's not always going to be easy and it's not always going to be a quick fix, but by putting in that work, it's going to be worthy. It's going to be worth it. It's going to make you feel fulfilled as well. And you're going to build up and continue to push forward from there.
That's the only way you can.
I know, right? Simple, baby, simple.
It's pretty, I think that you brought it the best about the magician part. Like the magician's dedicated to being a magician, but it's not some dedication that feels like, I don't want to do this. It's dedication like, I can't wait to show up every day and be the great magician that I am. So there's a lot there that I would take from Craig and that example.
And David Blaine, the magic man, D. Bleezy. Whew.
Whew. We did get Aries.
All right.
Pisces, Aries. Pisces and Aries. All right.
I'm back on the Aries train, right?
What about it?
I said I'm back on the Aries train.
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that who you're with this weekend in Aries?
Yeah.
Wow, Craig likes his Aries.
Apparently.
I can say I've really never been with too many Aries in my life. Don't really know that one much.
First one wasn't too great, so we'll see.
All right, Aries, let's see what's going on with you. You did get the 5 of Swords upright. Either pushing too hard for something in a relationship to where people walk away, or, maybe you're not putting enough energy in. Or your partner feels that way, and maybe you feel like you are. There's going to be some questions here about how much energy you're putting in and not. This woman is sleeping. I like that version of it. So where are you at, Aries? I think that, there's confusion on how much you're putting in. Some people might think it's too much. Maybe you feel like somebody's not putting enough in. But I would say that, there's definitely questions about being clear, Swords, communication-wise, on what you want and where things are going and not pushing it too hard. You got the Fool here as your challenge. I think that you're kind of running on, foolish grounds as far as just kind of like, I'm just floating and doing this next. I just am just having a good time in life, but there's other things that you want, but it's almost like, I don't know. I think that, maybe you're not choosing. I think that you're expecting a lot, but not showing a lot. That's how I'd put it. The Fool shows just that it's just out. What the fuck is this life? Has a cocktail and running with the dog. While the 5 of Swords is definitely a card that everybody walks away from. So you better be careful about how you're putting your energy about there, about how people walk away. You did pull the Neptune card of sacrifice. Ooh, overall. I mean, one, you might have to sacrifice the way that you are in a certain way that might not be getting responded to well, or two, overall, it's kind of the sacrifice of letting go of something with love. Or three, there is this element of like, really allowing yourself to spiritually align. But with Neptune being in Pisces in your 12th house, there's definitely escapism stuff going on here, or denial, or holding yourself back. And maybe I think that others are seeing that you're holding yourself back, even though you think you're doing a lot. Your shadow that you got is the addicted to being the fool. Ooh. It's almost like a little bit of victimized energy, I would say, with the challenge. Like I'm always the one who messes it up, or other people always mess things up, and they're so stupid, or I'm so stupid, or you're addicted to wanting all these serious things, yet not even showing up for them that serious. Running away a lot. Also not having a lot of experience either. There's something about the Fool that has zero experience, like none. It's a zero too. It's like kind of in, kind of out. Like, are you there? Are you not? Can I get a hold of you, Aries? Are you gonna be at the door? Ooh, the 10 of Wands upright. A lot of weight that you're holding right now, but is it? Are you lighting your own self on fire from all the weight that you're holding? Or are you just doing too much and you're wanting all these love situations to go the way you want to, but it's like, it almost feels like you're not showing up because you have too many things that you have on your plate. But but I think the question is, really? Or are you just really just sleeping through life and being the fool and just acting like you have a lot of things on your plate? You could make choices that might be different about how you walk about your life and what you're holding on to. I think that, I always see this card as sometimes people play that whole like, I'm carrying so much, and really they're not.
Not doing shit.
And that Neptune card you got is the Hermit. Be some hard lessons this week. Neptune and the Hermit is definitely needing to kind of retreat and gain some brighter wisdom. And that's hard when you get the Fool card as your challenge, which is pretty opposite than the Hermit, who actually knows what's going on, is taking the time and isn't out there running around with a dog and a cocktail, or what do they call the White Claw? I don't drink, so I just, all that stuff came in after I quit drinking over 5 years ago.
You're not missing out.
I'm not missing out.
Give me a stomach ache.
Well, I'm just saying, I think it's more of a girls. I don't think I see a bunch of dudes.
No, a lot of dudes drink it because it's only like 100 calories.
A lot of dudes drink that shit.
Yeah, White Claws. Some people like them. They're like seltzer.
I'm so glad I used to drink back in the day when you're a dude. You just drink whiskey.
They just give me a bellyache from the bubbles. I don't like
What's happening to the world?
I don't like the bubbles.
Men are drinking White Claws?
Oh yeah.
Are you Aries? One of these people?
100 calories.
This goes well. Acting like there's so much weight, yet it's only 100 calories. That's really there. It's a big question. I mean, your astrology is saying, Virgo, it's time for you to look at your reality, and with the 9th house square to Sag, it's like, are you over optimistic about how your reality is working? Or are you missing out? Especially because maybe you're not really figuring out how you're going to fit life in the way that you want to. And with Mars and square to Saturn here, you're getting hit on the head by Saturn being like, hello, you need to show up. And with Neptune and Pisces, but I'd say with Venus in opposition to Jupiter, Pluto, it's pretty intense for you. Is your 4th house emotions when all this stuff, but are you overbearing with your rules? Are you willing to change the whole kind of old lady, old man ways that you see relationships emotionally? Because they're not going to get you exactly what you want emotionally by the way that the restriction or the old vibes work, or the expectations. High expectations without showing the expectations.
Did you do the dice? Did I miss that?
Doing the dice right now. Cancer, 6th house Uranus. This is definitely a radical, wild shift emotionally in your reality, it's an earthquake emotionally into what you think is operating and going to show you that it's kind of like a monkey wrench thrown into things emotionally this week. So be prepared.
Yeah, that fool. It kind of reminded me of that saying, ignorance is bliss type of situation, but this is like blindly just like keeping out the information so you can stay ignorant in the situation, or so you can stay in that victim mentality or that victim role, or stay in that oh, I'm putting in all this effort, when really it's not directed anywhere. So I think that it's stepping out of that and actually like addressing what's going on in the world around you, addressing these, could be positive, could be negative, but at least you have to address it. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but you can't just be blindly walking through the situation, be blindly walking through life when there are situations that need to be addressed. You need to face them face to face.
I would say it's like a politician that would want their partner to not be a politician or deal with politics, yet they're the one in politics and stressing the relationship off politics. It's like,
right.
Hello? Like, you're getting all mad at you because what? Like, you're talking about politics, yet you're the one in politics? Like, it's almost like the way that you're living your life, the things that you're doing. I think Aries this week are getting this whole realization, like, okay, you want love. You want things that are going to bring you happiness, but are you living in the life that's going to really work? Like if you're like, let's just say like working at a club, like guess what? You're probably going to need to date somebody who's like in the club life. But if you want somebody that's out of that life while you're at the club, it's fucking hard. And it usually doesn't work. So,
Feeling hot,
it always gets fucking complicated.
Shit gets weird.
When you start dealing with people through work, you know what I mean?
Shit
It gets complicated.
Weird.
Oh yeah, I'm dating the bartender and I do this and da 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 da. It's like, oh yeah, and then the bartender and you break up, and then now he's fucking dating this other waitress and da da da. And now you're like, oh, I can't go into work, and then I'm dating a customer and Aquarius.
Aquarius?
Yep. It's kind of really weird. It's going really, really odd direction.
Oh, Aquarius.
See what these Aquas have going on for them this week. Right now. We got the Ten of Swords upright. Well, yeah. I feel like you're in the same pattern that just keeps repeating itself of something that you need to address, especially with this being an 8th house Sun and Mercury this week. It's like the undercurrent that just keeps, you just think, oh, I don't have to deal with this. Well, there's so many toothpicks that could fit in, like, I don't know. I was going to say those little mini hot dogs, but that would.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, it's so funny.
One's wrapped in the.
It's like, how many more spaces are you at now? It's like, or it's like a wall. Like, I can just keep painting over it over here, or it's like under my bed, right? Like, oh, I could just keep putting more boxes and just trash and all. It's like, no. You're going to have to deal with all this now. Oh, shit. The devil popped up.
Damn, devil.
Well, I think that your true face is not being shown of what you really want with relationships. Either you're not telling your partner, or you're not telling people that you want to tell the truth about where you sit, and you kind of keep running into this same pattern that's not working for you anymore, where it's like you're not expressing the full truth out. It's like kind of just in this chill spot that's, you can't be chilling there much longer. Venus opposed all this 12th house. Well, you did pull the Mercury card as your overall. You're definitely going to have the conversations, and you're going to have to start to figure things out. And communication definitely is key, especially with Mercury here in Virgo and for you in the 8th house. But they're going to be deep and intense conversations that definitely are about revealing things that keep coming up that are getting weird. Your shadow card that you pulled is the artificial heart. It's like I just kind of feel like, anything that you're feeling emotionally and heartily unavailable to and you're putting on the show isn't going to work on anymore. People are seeing through your artificial heart now. That devil mask, especially the Aquarius deck, I love that devil card the most because it is showing the masks that people wear. And that's your challenge, is people are seeing through your mask now, Aquarius. You have no more genius ways to continue to keep the distraction going with the other masks. You did pull the Seven of Pentacles in reversed. You're putting a lot of work in and not getting any return, or you're not putting any work in at all and that's no return. I would say that, especially the Ten of Swords. It's like you're not wanting to show up to put in the real work or say what you really want to create or manifest with it. And you're expecting everybody to know that, but it's this Ten of Swords. It's like you just keep doing that and nothing's happening. So you're not getting any return on investment in love right now because of the same patterns that you're doing. And there's a lot of artificial heart or a lot of blocking of what you really want or not saying what you really want. You did pull the Fool card in reversed. Yeah, I just think it's stupid this week if you don't really speak up and really say exactly what you want. And I would say that you would feel like an idiot if you didn't say what you want, or that there's many issues that need to be addressed within yourself and your mind, your environment, the way that, communication is, the way that your environment's going. There's going to be a lot of issues that are going on with all that needs to be addressed big time. You did pull Jupiter in the 5th house here with Gemini. So this is definitely, communication will open you up to the doorways of love and happiness and figuring out things. But you got to be open enough and open those doors of communication and stimulation and the environment you're in. If it's not an environment that's really that happy and you're like trying to make it happy, it's not going to happen. Like you might have to open doors to a better environment to have the better life. And maybe, are you feeling like you're with your twin-like energy, or are you feeling like you're with somebody who's totally opposite than you? Because that's not going to work, Aquarius.
Yeah, it's almost like they need to kind of put that emotional state to the side and just come with that communication from an evil head, or from an even head. It's very easy to get wrapped up into it, especially when you're speaking with a lover, or a friend or someone that you want to be a lover, It's very easy to kind of get caught up in our emotions, and then that whole message that we're trying to portray, that whole conversation that we planned out in our head and then we start to say, kind of gets lost and then it's diluted. If you stay calm and project that calmness, the other individual is going to feed off of it as well, and then it might not escalate, or it might not end in tears, and that could be positive tears as well. This doesn't have to be a bad conversation or bad issues as well. It can be a very loving, it can be coming from a heartfelt space, but those emotions are emotions, and if you can't portray that message clearly, then it's going to get lost. So I think it's just take a step back, goose fraba, and just relax a bit, take a couple deep breaths, and then speak. Easy breezy.
Yeah, I don't think it's an easy week, but I don't think it's as bad as maybe it looks. It's pretty simple. Yeah. It's like, just be real and just show up with whatever feels that you feel inside that feels off or different to get clarity, but go all the way though. I think don't be like, well, I said that one thing. Okay, that's enough room. I just cleared one box out of underneath the bed. It's like, no, you got to clear out the whole thing. It's just going to keep coming back. It'd be like, I don't know. What's something that just keeps coming back till you cut it off, like a wart? You gotta freeze the whole motherfucker off. Well, a lot of signs, cancers.
Crab people, huh?
Les cancers.
Crab. All right. Come on down.
Come on down, Cancer. Your first card for this week is the World card in reversed. Having troubles completing situations. Now, this is a big relationship week for Cancers, as it has been for years with all this Capricorn. But with Venus in your sign opposing Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, and with the fact that we are in Virgo season with communication and your environment and making change, it's almost like I can't let go of this world I'm in. Why not? We're going to find out more. What's your challenge? Hangman reverse. Your challenge is you think you're stuck when you're not stuck. You have this amazing world waiting for you, but you just keep like, I'm just going to hang on to saying that I'm stuck in this world, even though you're not at all. You're the one choosing to stay stuck. especially with this Mars in your 10th house square Saturn, it's the relationship issues that are keeping you stuck because you're too afraid to leave that world. You feel like you're being too selfish. That Venus in Cancer. Air element, communication. Look at this. So much about communication coming up here for these last couple of readings. I'd say that, it's more than just communicating and having conversations. It's also about an understanding. It's also about really, especially trying to understand what is going on in your environment, what is going on in your mind. Then you got to move that to is this really balanced? You got to start to weigh things out in your mind. Like you have to actually look at the facts. You have to look at, all these different things, but is this all really working? Or are you still that person who has the prototype that never really makes it to market correctly? Ooh, you did pull the to be or not to be. That is the question. That's why you still stay stuck. But I'll be honest, when I look at this card, it reminds me of just okay, I'm here, but I don't know if I really want to kiss you or not. I don't really know. Not fun, Cancer. Wow, you pulled the 9 of Pentacles upright. Your Pisces friends would love to have this card upright. You're standing tall in your beauty and your grace and getting the things that you really want in your own life and world when you are not afraid of endings and completions and moving into where's that world going to go instead of trying to maintain the world. And I think that you're using everything that you got. So it's almost like you're being drained out of your magnificent energy to draw in the world that you want, but yet you won't realize that in order to draw in a new world, there has to be the willingness to put the energy in the new world instead of continuing to hold the old. It's what Venus and Pluto and Venus and Jupiter oppositions are. You did pull the Knight of Swords upright. Uh-oh. I mean, it's a good card, but it's a card where you must go in to save the day. It is one of the most extreme cards in the deck as far as swift moving and fast acting. And you got that with the air element. This is going to be a very fast, major changing week for you. I would say get ready for that. And especially it's going to feel like overall that, you're going to have to rush in and rethink a lot of things that maybe you weren't ready to and get to I would say, the deep truth. And there is something about the Knight of Swords that wants to get into something exciting and rescue the damsel in distress energy because it's so stimulated and can figure it out and it's got all the passion to go do it in the mind and the stimulation to do it, not just holding on. It's going full speed ahead. And you got the air element, which is fast and instant. You did pull Virgo 3rd house Venus. Oof. Yeah, definitely, especially because Venus is at fall position in Virgo. With the 3rd house here, it's like this is re-examining where the relationship issues are kind of pitfalling in yourself or others that you might be dating or in your relationship. That, maybe the reality is not meeting the factual truth. So, and it's always a big reality check and a hard conversation and getting very specific on what's not really feeling great instead of trying to patch that up by just being like, no, this feels great and avoiding the things that don't. It's like avoiding the big pitfalls completely and being like, well, I can keep putting fucking frosting on top of it and it looks okay over that hole. And it's like, if somebody went into a room and just kicked a bunch of holes in the drywall, bam, bam, bam. And then it's like, oh yeah, just keep plastering on top of it, paint over it. Eventually the wall's not going to be a wall. It's just going to be a bunch of plaster, a bunch of holes. Kid's going to be trying to put crayon on that wall and just go, what happened, Mom? Are you plastering? How many holes are we plastering here? That's a big question.
Yeah, because maybe, we entered into this relationship a little too hasty. Maybe we thought it was, we were taking an opportunity because it was right in front of us. Maybe we needed a little buddy for when that old C19 came to town. And we thought that we wanted to have a friend in there, and it's kind of evolved, and now you're found yourself in a relationship, and you're like, how the hell did I get here? And maybe it's time to leave,
There's a lot of things that C to the 1 to the 9 brought up that actually were to be like, wake the fuck up. Mm-hmm. So, even if you came in from a relationship or you got, the ones that you go into while you've been in it, like either way, for all signs, but including Cancers especially, like C19 has been, wake the fuck up, please.
Yeah.
Like, now you can really be saturated in it, because Cancers love to saturate themselves in relationships. So, I really don't know if I really want to be saturated in this. It was nice when I was able to go to and fro. And even the partner might be like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to be saturated with this Cancer. Wow, I just got deep truth right there. Okay. I think you know what it is? Cancer, why aren't you really doing the things that you want to do and rushing into the exciting things and holding yourself back and so holding the world that you really want, if you're single or whatever, and not willing to just fucking just do it? It's like you avoid. You're avoiding so much goodness right now. Wow.
Getting complacent in your own
Oh,
life.
and then we got the moo-moos. You know, my cat today, Leo, had to go to the hospital, and God, that cat, I love him to death, but man, when he has to go to the vet, he sounds like worse than a cow that is mooing at the end of its life, you know? Like, he literally moos. It wasn't fun, but he had to go. He has surgery Thursday. Well, Taurus, let's see what's going on for the moo-moos out there. Hope you're not going to be... Although I do feel, I know the astrology, there is some weird shit happening here at the beginning of the week. Wow, you got the judgment card in reversed. I think that you got to look at your judgment about some relationship situations here and be, if you're single, if you're, you know, going into things, I would say, like, you know, is there actually a divine calling towards this, or is this just some random situation that isn't taking you anywhere? I think for Tauruses, especially because of the transit I'm going to talk about, with the sun being in your 5th house of love, with especially, I mean, you know, we're in a big Venus in your 3rd house, opposed to 9th house. Like, this is you examining the worlds that are going to make you happy. And I think that your judgment's been off. I think that you're not happy anymore with the way that you thought something was going to be, because this moon will be in the 8th house square the sun on Tuesday, while Mars square Saturn is in your 12th house. It's almost like hopeful over things that are taking you off into fucking weirdo land, when you can have things that are right in front of your face that you need to actually look at that have a better calling for you. Maybe even just afraid to leave a shitty situation or a shitty attachment to a situation that you're expecting hopefully will go somewhere, when you have the right things that really are in alignment and going somewhere for you that you should look at. And you're looking at your challenge. You pulled the vision card reversed. I think that that's it. I just said it. I think that, you know what? Your vision is completely off. I think that you had dreamt up, or that you had hoped and you had imagined this amazing, beautiful direction with maybe an individual or with your partnership, or just in general, where you wanted to go, and it's not showing up. So what do you got left to do but go and find the real vision? I think that you're coming into, I think that it's like you're at this place. So it's like, what else can you do except make better judgments off the real vision, instead of like poor judgments that the vision doesn't match the choices you've been making? Like, your vision is finally showing that you're making poor choices, and you can make awesome ones finally this week. And you did overall. You want to feel. That's your issue. You're not feeling shit. You're moo-mooing, and they're not mooing back at all.
I'm feeling hot.
Whoa.
Hot.
Wow. Or you're not feeling it, and they're mooing a lot, and you're like, I'm sorry, but that is not my kind of moo. You know, I don't know if you ever heard cow moo love sessions, but there's a lot of mooing.
I'm seeing it firsthand up in the Great Plains of Oregon. We had cattle on the land.
So that's why you all know Craig's a little weird, you know, right?
Ain't nothing weird.
Can't
about
say
that.
I've fucking done that. I was just,
That's
I'll be honest, I was
God's-
just acting like I
God's
knew, and I
created
didn't know
beauty
shit.
out
I never
there.
seen that shit.
I seen it.
Wow, look at this. Calling the storm. Oh. I think that you're calling the storm because you're ready for something truly exciting, because your visions have not shown up the way that you want to. I think that that would be pretty weird going through like, God, I was expecting and seeing this thing going so great and now it's not. So it's time to call up something that's going to bring some sort of vision that I really want, make a better judgment about that. Why'd you pull the judgment reverse? You pulled the world card reverse. You've been going in the worst worlds with people. When you have ones that are in front of you, I guarantee it, or that you see with the ultimate vision, that will take you to the justified and great world of your life. But man, why are you even fucking still trying in these really weird places? What the fuck's going on, Moo Moo? And you don't know how to let go of it either. It's like, oh, I have judgment against it in myself, or poor judgment in identifying what's a good world and what's a bad world with somebody. Definitely not divine. Ace of Swords in reverse. Wow, you need to feel because, you don't know how to. I think that you just have seen a past that continues to show up where, it's like you're not jamming for exactly what you want. It's like you keep getting close but no cigar. And, this is where this has to end. It's like, number one, it was not even anywhere near close. Number two, you know exactly what the vision is, but why still keep going after the visions that keep showing you the visions that you don't want to do? And I would say that you can actually feel what you want to do, but you have to be willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to go for it and jab it and communicate it and do it instead of like do it and then, oh no, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Let me go back into this fucking horrible world again because I know it. And I found some sort of value there that's fucking like, okay, you like the 99-cent store? Have fun there. Oh, wow. You pulled one off the grid. Is that? Oh, no, you didn't on that one. Moon in Libra in the 6th. Well, it's time for you to actually be very specific emotionally about this relationship world and the balance that you want to have in your life. I would say that, it's time for you to look at your schedule. And I think it's time for you to also, at the same time, if you really want deep emotional connection, especially with relationships and harmony and beauty, you need to change the way that you do your timing, your life. And you need to be willing to like fucking make a change here. Because this is not working anymore. You're not getting any of the love that you want. You're not getting the world that you want. You're not getting jack jilly squat here. So the only way that you do that is by showing up to the world that you really want to have, the vision that you want to have, and you see that, but why are you too afraid to do anything about it? It's like, I see it, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to stay in the one that's hell.
Right, it's like Princess Bride when you're walking through the forest right there and you're getting stuck in the quicksand in there. And they're like, oh, you can grab the rope. You're like, no, it's okay. I'm just going to flutter my feet a little bit. I'm going to kick my way out of it. You're just trudging through the mud and they're like, oh, there's a path right here. Like, no, I'm here. I'm good. It might suck my boot off, and then I got to dig back down into it, waste my time a bit more. But it's okay. I'll get my boot back. I'll put it back on. I'll keep trudging through that mud. It's those steps that you take when you don't have to. It's that extra energy that you're wasting on situations when you can just be sliding through, when you actually just look at the signs and you actually just navigate with that clear head, when you actually just navigate the life that you know that you're capable of having and know that you actually need to walk that path. We all kind of get off that path sometimes or another, but are you going to actually recognize that you're lost at one point, or that you've kind of stubbed your toe, so to speak, and now you're laying in that mud, soaking wet, dirty?
Well, it's another thing to keep looking at a vision and hoping that it's going to shift. Yep. When it's been so clear that it's just like, not. It's like, especially during this C19 time, there's like little gas stations I know that have certain things. And then I even know the days in which they're not going to, and this one will have that. So like, I'm kind of the person who's like, yeah, they're not going to have it today. Or I got enough that I saw that I'm not going to go against seeing that it works that way. And I'm not going to get what I need there. And then once in a while I'll do that and be like, what the fuck fuck? I already knew. Why did I drive here? Like, I'm such a stupid idiot. Like, what the heck? Tauruses have the most amazing transit for love right now in their life, but they're not going to get it in the places where they've been treading lately. Time to go tread into new waters.
1K. 1K collective.
Oh, we're at 1K?
Huh?
I was about to say we're at 1K.
We've been at 1K since the beginning of Taurus.
Well, we're going to do that 1K collective reading. This reading's pretty simple. You get to pick any person in your life that you want to see what this reading's for, but they have to be somebody you're talking to, somebody you've talked to. No, not somebody that you just like said thank you and the other person said thank you back, like, you know, off a fucking Instagram fucking story or something. Like, it needs to be much deeper than that. Like, at least be talking about love, dating website, your boyfriend or girlfriend, your marriage partner, your hookup, whatever. And you can't use this reading on somebody else. Be like, oh, that sounds like it's more like that person. No, this is going to be about that person. So you got to just hold tight. You have to put that image up of that person. And you got to see what's there with that. So we're going to hold that person up. 5. Put their face up on the wall or in a picture frame. Or on your iPhone screen in your face. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to do this reading for that person right now. What's going on? Well, we got the Ace of Cups in reverse. It feels like the emotion has been completely washed away or drained out. It's missing the Holy Grail. One time maybe did feel like the Holy Grail was there, but as Lancelot went on the mission, he failed. Many other great knights did, but it was the son of Lancelot, Galahad, who did get the Grail from his grace and from being a true knight. And I think that this is definitely, you know, that there's a lot of emotion missing here. So what the hell are you going to do? You think that, you know, we used to have a water park here called Wild Rivers. You think that Wild Rivers are just going to show? You think the rides are just pumping right now? I don't know. We'll see. The challenge about this is Wheel of Fortune reverse. It feels like the universe turned this relationship into a place that, or it's going to, or you already feel it, it's going to turn it in a direction that you don't want to go, or either that person or you. I'd say, you know, it just maybe, because I'm looking this as for you, for that person. That person's kind of holding everything to not move, to actually allow, kind of, if you think of a wheel and a water wheel, you know, back in the day, or even the paddle on the back of Mark Twain kind of boat, right? Like nothing's moving to move that water to refill here. And you're like, what the fuck? The overall with this is that water element and sensing. So overall, like, you have to go with your intuition here and emotion and see, are you going to just keep draining yourself? Are you going to keep going every day to the water park with no water down the slides? No matter how much you convince the person who owns the water park to turn on the water pump, they're like, we don't have water and it's C 19 times and we're not allowed to do it. And it's like, well, please. I feel that you might feel like a beggar. I won't cry for you. They're definitely not crying for you. Although I think that at the same token they are. But that's also why they're holding things. I think that the emotion has got to this person a lot. Or it's too much for them, or they're not ready emotionally for anything, or they're just not going to do anything emotionally. I think that they're putting off this kind of cold front, that they're stopping things, and that could be affecting you a lot. You did get the Eight of Pentacles, so it just kind of feels like that's what the cycle is kind of created here, is a never-ending story of emotional emptiness that you keep yearning for this big journey to find it, but has this lesson been fully figured out yet? I'll pull one more card for that. Well, the Knight of Swords in reversed. I don't think that you can go rush in and just save the day anymore. It's not going to change things. This water element sensing the intuition is the Three of Swords of heartbreak. Well, I don't think I have to pull many more cards on this. That this just is a very big heartbreaking situation that feels that it has to move on. Aquarius, Neptune, 4th house. Here it is. This is the delusional that you can emotionally fix something that seems to just not be showing up in reality. It's the yearning for the emotion in the future, but not in the present. And how long are you going to wait for it always to be the future? Will it ever reach? Or are you going to intuitively go, I'm not getting the emotion and the connection now, so should I stay in that and hope that will show up? How long have you been doing that for?
The waters are not warm.
They're not flowing.
No.
And when it comes to good love making, the waters must be flowing.
It matters.
What?
It matters.
I don't know why I thought you thought Marshall. I thought you said Marshall matters. I was like, oh shit.
No, but it matters. It matters to have that passion. It matters to have that appreciation. It matters to have that infatuation for one another, especially in the beginning stages. It's so interesting when you watch couples when they're first getting together, and you can tell that there's no appreciation or even like that chemistry, or sex appeal, like the appreciation of the sex appeal, and yet they still waste their time. They continue to go down that path because, I don't know, loneliness, doubt, all sorts of things. What is it with you? What is it with you out there that maybe you're stuck in a relationship, or you feel stuck, or that you feel like you want to invest your time into it, even though you know that it's not going to benefit you, even though you know that you're not attracted to this partner? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself and really, really dig deep. Find that truth that's in you, because we all have our own truth. We all have our own reasons as to why we do things, but we just got to get down to that nitty gritty and figure it out.
There is no requirement in life ever to wait on somebody ever that's not showing you emotion today. If you ask them for it, especially, because this looks like people have asked for, you've asked this person and they've been very no. So what, you feel like if you go and try something else and then that's when they finally will try, that it will be when, you've moved on to something actually for what you really want? Like, how fucking redonkulous are you to actually hold yourself from going and finding what you really want? And if they missed out on that, well, they're fucking the dumb ones, because they're the ones who chose not to at that point. And then what? You're going to be like, well, then they'll finally get it? It's like, no, you don't want somebody like that, because what's the next thing going to be that they're going to hold from you and have you wait? I feel like it's a repetitive pattern. I just did a jewel drop, by the way. First person to drop the jewel, Anya. Uh-oh.
Is it time? I can't read what that says. But I know. And y'all know too. Because ain't no party like a Scorpio party, baby.
I just feel we need one more. One felt not fucking it.
You don't tell no Scorpio what to do.
Oh, I'm just saying, as a Leo that's in Virgo season, that's being very analytical and knowing the value of it, I know when it's feeling like a Scorpio party. It didn't feel like a Scorpio party.
You don't tell no Scorpio party how to do that Scorpio party.
I don't know. What do the people in the chat feel? I just don't know. It just didn't. It's like, oh, come on, put me on. Come on, one more time. Let's go. Scorpio party. Let's go. I want to hear from the Scorpio party. Is there a Scorpio party?
Because there ain't no party like a Scorpio party, baby.
There we go. Kicking the whole entire mic stand all around. Almost knocked down Kim's painting. That's what I'm talking about. Scorpio, if it ain't like that right now in your love life, and you're doing it's a Scorpio party, baby, and you're not kicking it all over the place, well, then what are you fucking doing? Your first card for this week, Scorpio, is the Queen of Swords in reversed. Yeah, what are you doing? This feels always like I thought I was really understanding the direction where things go, but maybe I really don't now. So this is a big doubt that you were very confident, and it was like not like an overconfidence, but it was confident enough and it felt good, very, feminine. And then it's like, uh-oh. I don't really know where this is going. I don't really know the truth anymore. I think that there's a lot of doubt, especially with Venus opposed your third house and Venus in your ninth house here. Ooh. Virgo season's your 11th. Does this world really work for you? Ooh! The Sun card reversed. It's the challenge. The challenge being, are you taking your happiness down many notches and feeling stupid because you have to control your vibration in order to be with this? There's nothing worse than limiting who you are for somebody. Nothing worse. Trust me. I've never done that before. So, maybe I've done that a couple of times, but there's always that spark in life that's what you wish somebody loved you for, not when you're turning the spark down. Well, you got the Scorpio card as your overall, which I would say is exactly what I'm saying. And I love the Scorpio because in the Scorpion that comes out reminds me of, can you really be your true, powerful, transformational, extreme self, right? Fully? Or do you have to back the throttle off that? That'd be like me, as we were talking about cars earlier, and I have 2 aces jet skiing. I'm back. The season's back, baby. Out of nowhere. Last minute, though, but that'd be like me. They'd be like, race half throttle. What? No. I just feel like when you get your own sign to show up as your overall, it's like, hello, where's the Scorpio? Your shadow with that Sun card reverses the Bride in a Cage. Boom. Yeah, I felt that you are restricting your true self and holding yourself in your own hostage cage, either for some ideology or somebody else's ideology. And I had him do it twice because it didn't feel like that Scorpio party felt like Scorpio party. Because I think Scorpios right now have to ask themselves, is this really a party? Or is this like a fucking, did I turn it into a 1950s fruit punch bowl party? I have fun at those. Don't get me wrong, they're gone now though. Man, my mom used to make that bomb homemade fruit punch with the 7-Up and shit back in the day. With like the fruit pulp in it and all that shit. Oh my God. Shit was bomb. But that was also when, my Oma was there, my grandma, my cousins and shit. That's like a family party. I thought we were going to a fucking Scorpio party. Nobody's going to want to go to a Scorpio party and be like, I dressed up gothic and grandma's here and she's not down with it. And she's asking if I could please, leave the party. It's too extreme and to take off my plugs and to take off my fucking, she wants me to cover my tattoos. My family never did that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Knight of Swords upright. A lot of Knight of Swords have been popping up. Mm-hmm. Jon Snow must save the day from the evil queen who is got a lot of things that feel that so sure, but they're not sure. It almost feels like you need to bring some spice into this shit because I feel that you thought you were it was a beautiful thing, but it really wasn't because there wasn't enough spice. This is missing a lot of spice this week. Or just not dealing with that non-spiciness anymore. I think that you want beautiful with Venus here in Cancer in the 9th. It's great hope and optimism, but reality checks from Saturn and or from Jupiter and Pluto and Capricorn, your 3rd house, are like, we need crazy too and wild, and that's the only way that we'll even be dedicated enough to continue on the long journey. And that Scorpio card came out because of the Ace of Pentacles in reversed. Throwing your own values not fully into the one whole value of what you are. You have broken apart your values and only put the ones that are allowed to be out, and you can't be a beetle that pops out whenever it wants and shows its full self here. Right in a cage with the sun card reversed. Don't let the sun out too much. Don't let out the true self too much. As a Leo with Mars and Saturn and Scorpio, somebody told me to turn it off. I literally say, I am turned off. Goodbye. The moon in Leo in the 6th house. We pulled that one earlier. I mean, I'll have to be honest. The moon in the 6th house is repetitive and quite just dealing with the day-to-day reality. And with Leo here, it's like, is the day-to-day reality this ultimate sunshine and a bright fucking fuck yes? Or is it like, my reality's missing fucking a lot of happiness. I'm not really enjoying the play the play school shit. I'm not enjoying kindergarten here of love. I'm looking for like, can we at least get to the college party or at least the high school party? Like, feels like you got to do homework and shit for whatever you're dealing with right now, and reassess that. Knight of Swords got to run and save the day, because there's definitely some feeling stupid about holding it back yourself.
You got to be the bringer of the funk. You got to bring the noise. You got to bring the freak show, so to speak.
So what does the Scorpio have to say about all that?
I think that maybe they need to eradicate someone from that cage. I think it's time we show up with that mistletoe wrapped around our neck, so to speak. Like I said, bring that freak show out. You got to bring that passion. You got to bring that fire. You got to awaken that beast up with inside yourself. Maybe you have been holding back just a bit. That's not in your power. That's not in your truth, Scorpio.
Dracula tried that a lot.
What's up?
Dracula tried that one a lot, but when the fangs come out fully, they all scream.
Well, that's why you got to dose.
Then you have to turn them, and then they hold forever. You turned me.
Well, if it's fun,
I hold resentment to my ex-girlfriend that made me try meth. You know what I mean? Like, that was not a party. After I went through crazy shit with that, I was like, what the fuck? I don't think that you can turn people. Scorpios are attractors, not regenerators for other people.
It's not about turning. It's about showing the way.
That's the Leo. Scorpio regenerates itself, but it attracts already in full form of what something is.
Yeah, we let them creep down into our lair, and then we snatch them up.
Correct, because you wouldn't snatch something that's partly.
Mm-hmm. We set up a nice path, and they say, hey, that's a welcoming cave that I'm wandering into, and then snap!
Well, that's why Venus and the moon are the worst in Scorpio, right? Because emotionally thinking something can change, Venus thinking it can change something that has nothing physically there that it can change. So it's like, so Venus is Taurus and the moon's Cancer. It's like, well, the emotion's already all there without question, and the they got the goods already. So, Scorpio can show the way to be edgy, but it can't do the tattoo on the person.
Can't do the tattoo on the person?
Right, I used edgy as like a tattoo as an example, right? So if like you were an edgy Scorpio with a bunch of tattoos, but you do have tattoos, and there was somebody who didn't have tattoos, you couldn't do the tattoo for them. Or else it's always connected to the edge is through you. It's never them that's edgy on their own. I've tried to turn many before. It doesn't work. Capricorn. Well, I don't really give it a shot. I'm always just like, no. Oh, God. Okay.
Got to put that a little bit of time. You
can't turn anybody. I learned that from enough vampire movies.
It's not about turning if the person's never experienced it before.
That means
they don't know.
Right? So that's like a professor trying to take a kindergartner.
If they wanted it the whole time.
And then
they didn't know until they experienced it.
And then teaching them. This is what Venus in the 9th house of Cancer in opposition to Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, the 3rd house is you can't take information all the way to a level of experience without it being a lifetime. Or even a past lifetime, or, it's too far, it's too big. It's like macro, micro. And squares with Mars to Saturn is like your reality and the stimulation squared for the whole month. What's got Capricorn? Capricorns, this one's a big one because Venus is in your opposite sign and it is opposing Jupiter, Pluto this week, and Mars is squaring Saturn in your sign. And we are in Virgo, of course, which is a beautiful time for you to open up prosperity in a lot of different doorways and a lot of different introspection. But no matter how much introspection there is and how many positive outlooks you have about things, there's that cold, hard reality that there is definitely big emotional situations and what you want and that are blocked, or you've got to find a way to figure out what to do with the emotion. You pulled, this was upright. You pulled that Prince, which of course in this case would be the Knight of Cups upright. So, definitely it's time for you to go, I don't need to sit. I need to move my emotions. Even though I might be got my armor on, I got to still move forward. I got to still keep going emotionally. I can't stop and wait. So if you're waiting on somebody to change emotionally, or you're waiting for things to just kind of shift without you making the forward motion towards it, you're going to have to move towards it, because there's nothing worse than sitting on the emotion and still processing this too long. I think that it's like you need to keep your emotions flowing, or at least moving them into a direction, or at least, you have to take the bold move to be the knight to go towards the emotion you want still. Maybe it was a battle you lost. Maybe you need to go into another battle. It wasn't the war that has ended. The knight's still here. Temperance reversed. So that's the challenge. It's an upside down, non-beautiful, false kind of reality you're in right now, physically. Could be with Mars in the 4th, your physical placement or where you're at. Temperance card definitely is one of the most beautiful cards of showing the beautiful earth that God builds, and that it already is ever flowing with the flow of life. There's an issue here that the flow of life is off. So whether you're picking a partner or you're around somebody where their flow of life isn't within your flow and it's affecting your life, there's a lot of flow issues here. Oh, your overall south node of life debts. I feel like this week, there's a lot of personal karma within yourself that you are going through. It also feels like you got to move emotionally through this kind of not flowy universe that is a lot of like weird past life issues that you needed to be revealed about, but also south node is where we must let go opposed to try and hold on. And the shadow for this is, the hiding your true self. That I feel that part of the flow issue is, you haven't really expressed your full self yet, fully out, and let it be seen, so it's false. And you have to emotionally not be afraid to do that. Why did you get this? You got the Three of Cups in reversed. Hanging around weird people. You're around weird people this week. Or people that are just not emotionally in the party that you want to be around. Place in society. I mean, it's almost like, the wrong connections. I feel that, you're starting to go, is this really where I want to be? Is this the party that I really want to be at? I don't think so. I know which way I really want to go, where I really want to be, where my true self is. So go towards that. You've got nothing to lose with that. Well, you did get one of the best cards in the deck, but it is Six of Cups. It's with this life debt, it's like, just let this easily transfer as memories to learn from wherever that you're at that's holding you from the love of your life that you want, whatever that might be. And, take it as, there were great memories and you got to move through things and you got to know with where exactly things are in the world. I think that maybe also at the same time, you might be holding on to this beautiful picture of how things are going to be, but it's not your true self. I mean, it was maybe part of who you were when you were younger, or maybe it was part of who you were in a beautiful moment, but times change and the party's different now. And you got a new direction to go towards things. And especially this week with Venus opposed your Jupiter, Pluto, Venus in the 8th of Virgo. Ooh, yeah, definitely getting to the truth of where the reality of your physical life and your relationship life, if it's possible to attract what you really want. You have to look and make sure that, you're not in a reality right now that's, only attracting very little of what you want instead of the real needs that you want. You have deep needs that you yearn for, but you're kind of like, well, let me just run it through the mill. I mean, Venus in the 8th already is at detriment, and Venus in Virgo is at fall. So you're at a falled detrimental Venus here. And I would say that's a big pay attention here, Capricorn. Why the restriction? Why the denial of attracting what you really want to have, or the hungers that you have for simple things and eating crackers when you can only eat so many crackers before you feel like you're going to starve to death.
Yeah, we all have a unique truth, It's comparable just to ourselves. My truth is going to be different from yours, just like yours is going to be different from David's, but it's really getting in touch with that. It's really figuring out who you truly are and what these energies are that you want to put yours into. The energies that you want to put into individuals, are they going to be reciprocating that? Are they going to be feeding it back into you? Are they on your level, or are they going to bring you down? Are they going to uplift your spirit? Are they going to uplift your journey? Are they going to hold you back, so to speak? Or are you going to allow them to do that? What is it that you want to do? Who is it that you want to be with? These paths, the journey, your whole life, all these situations that you've been through, that you do need to just paint that picture, and you do need to appreciate the steps that you've taken to get to where you are right now. Don't get caught up on the situations that didn't necessarily work out because you are still here. You did make it through it, and hopefully you learned a bit. Hopefully you learned and picked up some strength through that, some stability within yourself, so that you can actually somewhat dissect and actually pick and choose. Who do you want to go with you? That's the decisions that you need to make.
Boom. Yeah. Can't deny yourself either in where you're at, the people you're around, and hold steady for something that's not changing. Gemini. Geminis. See what's going on for you, Gemini, this week. Well, you did get the King of Cups in reversed, so not feeling a lot of control over your emotions or really sure where you're going emotionally, especially romantically right now. I mean, that definitely is the whole point of Virgo season for you, is to start to rearrange your emotional life, because I feel like it's fragmented all over the place and it could feel like you don't know which direction to go. Your challenge this week is the ritual card that it's so funny when I see this in challenge position. It's like unhealthy rituals that are holding you from the emotional world that you want to have. It's like We can actually do things we think are positive that are actually detrimental to things that we really want, right? Like some people can have a routine in their life. Like, I can't change this routine. I can't change it. And it's like, well, all right. Trust me, I've had to fall into line with that one and see where, it limits how much I can have by certain routines I pick throughout my whole life, right? And I would say that, Gemini, especially for you with this Venus and your second opposed to the eighth, it's like you have deep yearnings for a passion, emotion, but it's like maybe you're holding some certain values that you're emotionally more invested in, and you're not willing to give up some of those in order to really get what you really want. You did pull the Sun card as your overall card. You need to get back to what you really are in the happiness and the soul and the true light of the spirit that holds within, which you already have. But it's like, I would say that you have to relook at the rituals that you're creating, the kind of reality, the day to day, or, rituals are very deep, right? It's like almost a spiritual belief that if I do this, that my life is going well, and I won't let go of that in order to let this in. I have to have this diet. I have to have this. I have to have that. It's like, okay. You've lived so much in that line. How well is it going? What's your true soul really want? Not from the mind, from the heart and the essence from there. Not what you've been convinced to do, a Netflix video, or from the little weird book that says how you should live life. You did get the anger and chain. So I think that you feel actually frustrated and chained to these rituals. And it's almost like maybe... maybe a relationship can help you see that, but I think that you have to still see it in yourself, because this is chained to rituals that you put a lot of high esteem towards that, I'll be honest with you, are not really working out, and they actually frustrate you. And it's like, why are you letting? Why did this King of Cups come up? You got the Angel of the Night. Look at you. This is a rare card. This is like one of the rare cards of this deck, and it's time to let the fucking wild one out here to break some of these rituals. Geminis are all crazy, whether they want to say they aren't. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's almost like, what happened? Sometimes you need to bring in that twin to be like, what the fuck's going on here? And maybe you need to let that other twin out and see what happens here. You did get the Two of Swords in reversed. It's like you are not confused, but you're trying to say you are, because you're afraid to bring out your true nature. You're afraid to, and you think that, you can turn a blind eye to your true nature, and that this kind of weird ritualistic kind of reality that you've kind of falsely created in truth, that you think that you've manifested is doing great for you, when really it's not your true nature. It's not your true self, and it's not allowing to bring in the love and the happiness that you want. You could also be dealing with a partner that's somebody who's kind of holding you from that true nature. And I would say that, why are you still so attached to that? It doesn't allow you to come out at night and be who you really are. If you're going to bed before, Grandpa and grandmas are, and you're a Gemini. Yeah. That'll help you know why you're with a grandpa or a grandma. You got North Node, Capricorn, 11th house. Time for you to realize that in order to get the life that you want, it's time to take some wild new risks. And to be part of a crazy world, of course, Capricorn deals with having steps and having a plan. But in the 11th house, it's like the plan is to fucking throw as much lightning bolts as we can here. Throw all the light switches on. Turn on all the music. Turn on everything. Find connection. That needs to be your number one plan. Instead of, I found connection through this one ritual, and I can't find it anywhere else. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to let anything open up to that. Well, you are totally missing out with this moon in Sag square Virgo. That emotional relationships are coming into a fuck show for Geminis this week. Gemini risings.
Well, it kind of reminds me, when we speak of the rituals and individuals, charging crystals and everything, and you speak on that. There's times to do rituals and there are time to not. You know, if
Yeah.
it's going to be productive, if it's going to be a healthy energy, if it's going to be a, you know, succeeding life force that you're putting into it, then yes, you should continue with that ritual. But don't just do anything because you think that the collective or that you think you're supposed to do it. You know, it can lead you down the wrong path very, very quickly. And that has to do with relationships as well. You know, you don't just enter them because you feel like you need to be in one. Just like you don't want to charge yourself up just because you're supposed to charge it on a full moon. You know, that's not necessarily how it works. There's going to be energy that you put into it that's going to be productive in your life. And then obviously sometimes we get caught up and we get lost within ourselves and we go down paths and we go, you know, and that's how we learn though. But are you going to break those kind of spells, so to speak? Are you going to break those bonds? Are you going to break that ritualistic tendencies that you've built into your life that you know aren't necessarily worthy, that you know aren't necessarily needed in your life, and you're just expelling your energy out into the universe for nothing, you're getting nothing back in return?
I agree, because I like that you brought up the crystal part, right? It's like, I don't know. I've done plenty of talks about how new moon ceremonies have changed my life. Although I do the ritual spiritual dance music, but we actually will sometimes hold it off and I'll be like, no, Craig, this is a bad time for people to be doing a ritual. So we'll wait a couple days and let's see what else happens. Or sometimes we just miss it. It's like we got too many other things going on. Even though I make a commitment to do that show, it's like there's other things that I'm going to allow into my life, and that Craig is willing to allow into his life, that might change things in life. So I think that, you know, especially people can get like really, it's almost a little bit what's the term? It's a little bit OCD rituals, right. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, you can get so OCD that it's almost like, no, like, don't sit on the bed. Like, it's like, oh, wow, it's gotten to that point now. You know, it's funny when, you know, Craig and I do a lot. We have the best dating app that we were trying to build, or we built it, but it's a long story. It's just not the right time to bring it out. But some of the things that like people say, like one, of course I've said, what's your credit score? Those ones I laugh at the most. Two, if your animals sleep in the bed, don't even fucking think about swiping right. That was one too. I was like, wow, you must really love animals. And then they're like, I'm vegan for the animals, but don't have them in the bed. I'm like, wow. Okay, gotcha. Lover of animals.
I'll eat, drink, sleep, let the animals in the bed.
You know, I never understood that one. That one blew my mind. I'm like, really? Like you don't really want your animal like loving you? Like what, you think it's dirty? It's like, okay, but you're trying to say that, and you know, I don't know, Libras. I don't understand the world anymore. I don't understand it all the way. I don't think any of us do. The Fool.
All right, boom.
Are we gonna have that talk, Libra? Just kidding. I don't know. We'll see, actually. 5 of Pentacles upright. Uh-oh. This is the victim card. This is also feeling like you're missing a lot that you want, or it's just not turning out the way that you want to. It's an event that doesn't turn out the way you want to. I mean, she's walking down a road. I mean, she is a vampire, but it's a beautiful night with the roses, and the werewolf has now taken her, because it's a full moon, of course. It's like, what? If you ever watched Underworld and all those fucking movies. So it is the victim card. It is the card of not really truly, you know, you choose to be the victim. You choose to not face or heal it. It is your 12th house transit, I'll be honest with you. Sun in the 12th house, Mercury in the 12th house. You're dealing with spiritual issues here that need to be cleared out, that are situations that you don't have to go through. You have to, at the same time, remember that you can't escape these things, you know, by escaping them in other ways too, like maybe being in denial. This Venus in Cancer in your 10th is, you got to make big choices of what you emotionally want, to all those Capricorn energies in your 4th house that are going to be hard emotional decisions and foundational, you know, things that no matter how much that you made commitments to certain things, you have to look at where your emotions really sit if you're wanting to hold those commitments. You did pull the greed card, and you did get it reversed. I feel that you're not giving, your challenge is you're not giving yourself enough at all. And you feel that you would be greedy by doing what you really want. Or you're doing really just weird things in order to try and... You're not allowing yourself to have anything great. You're accepting stuff that really you don't really want to do. Like, why don't you go do what you really want to do, Libra? Earth element is your overall. I think that, the real true stability in life is where you get everything that you physically want in life. Now, this greed reversed with this Five of Pentacles would be like, you choose how great things are and how crappy things are. And I feel like there's great things for you to have, but it's almost like you're choosing not. Or you're taking your time, or you're not wanting to face it. Wow, you pulled a black flower fragrance card. It's like you're not even attracting what you really want anymore. Like, or you're not trying to. Or you feel that honestly that I would say that this is diminishing your ability to attract the way that you want life to go with your relationship right now, by feeling like that'd be asking too much, or I can't allow myself to be this beauty that I want to be. Or there's something restricting you towards that. Maybe you're using the wrong fragrance, black flower. Maybe it's got to be a different flower. Maybe you're choosing to kind of take on somebody else's greedy emotional fragrance and vibe, and that's not making you feel that great. Or somebody's taking advantage of you possibly and attracting that into you. You feel like you're being taken advantage of. Or you're not taking advantage of anything that's beautiful in your life at all right now. You did pull the Page of Cups in reverse. These are hard emotional times by not communicating what you want emotionally, and just like I can't say what I really want to say. I can't. I have to be the victim of somebody who, or you feel like your partner's not saying the emotions that you want to say, or it's not chippery emotions right now. It's definitely bringing up some challenges, but I would say to Libra, this is you having to face 12th house, 3rd house, Sun, Moon square, Venus in the 10th opposed to the 4th, Mars in your relationship house square Saturn to your emotional house. This is definitely some really emotional big tests where you can get the emotions you really want in life through partnership, or deny yourself of that, but you're going to have the courage to speak up, and you're going to have the courage to speak your true feelings here. And the earth element you got here is the King of Wands. The stability really is in the fiery, passionate, lover that you can find. It's almost like, don't be with anybody who doesn't have that passionate love. That's not stable at all. Like, Libra lives off passionate love, not fucking who's paying the fucking water bill. Or if you're paying the water bill, and fucking they're not fucking showing up with shit. First house, Libra, Neptune. Yeah, this is, it was Neptune. Well, too sensitive to go for what you really want to do, or too sensitive to say what you really want to say, or be who you want to be. Maybe all you have to do is be it and see what happens. Fuck it. Fuck it. It's a fuck it week. Fuck it. Let me actually do what I really want and see what happens, instead of fucking denying myself so much.
Yeah, we can kind of get lost trying to stay so balanced. Stay so within the lines, so to speak, in that coloring book. And then you had those individuals that had to stay perfectly in there, and then you had everyone else that would kind of, fudge it a little bit, get on out there, create their own art. So I think it's about creating your own destiny, almost, so to speak, creating your own life force, and creating the life that you want to live and the people that you want to have in it, and go and take those. Like you said, it's a fuck it type of week, so what are you going to do to say fuck it in your life and put forth that new energy and go grab it and go get it. It's there for the taking.
Yeah, it's like when things, but it's like, this is the Libra thing, right? It's like, okay, let me go for something I want, but I'm not going to deal with what I don't want first. That's an imbalance, you know? It's like, I've got this scale that's tipped over here. Maybe I should just let off the weight. It will balance it out and then go for what I want. That's an equal share instead of, oh my God, I went for what I want, but I have to still go deal with all this shit I don't want. You know, you got to go deal with the shit you don't want first and have that courage and then go for the things you want. Sometimes it's just you're an ideology, right?
Well,
Sometimes it's a person.
We got 3 left over there, or what? 3, 4?
We are down to the last 3.
Leo. Oh, I was about to say
Leo, Sag, and then Virgos.
Let's see in the chat.
Leos
Sag or Virgo next. We haven't seen it in a while. Let's see everyone's put everyone's sign up in that chat.
Throw it up.
It's been a while. What y'all working with over there? I'm a Scorpio, the Leo Moon, Leo Rising. Mr. Leo King.
I wear my Leo on my pinky ring, yo, because fucking fancy Leo. Leos will just rock it, hat backwards, go to fucking, just do it all. See what's going on for Leo this week. Foil fortune reversed. Well, Leo might feel like, you want things to move in a new direction, and it feels like they're not moving in a direction at all. Venus in the 12th opposed the 6th house stuff. Mars, where's Saturn in the 9th? Well, maybe this is a different outlook on things. Maybe it's like, maybe you need to believe in fortune again. Maybe it's maybe it's like the wheel stopped to let you remind yourself of why you want it to move to the direction that you want to. Feels like you're unfortunate right now, but maybe you got to let go of that cycle that you're unfortunate. The Hermit as your challenge. So this week, it's definitely not about trying to figure out situations or still stay in the same kind of place, doing the same observations of life and love. You're gonna have to get out of your box a little bit here, Leo, especially Venus in the 12th is kind of asking for you to kind of go into more imagination instead of the mundane, same old, same old. Oh, it's time to go into some dark mysteries here. I like to say Black Moon Lilith would do cocaine at her own grandmother's funeral. I'm not telling you to go do that. I'm just saying that, Black Moon Lilith is the mystery of whether or not you can just do what you really want to do. You don't need to do anything that you don't want to do. Maybe some of the misfortune is like continuing to try and bring things in that you really don't even want, that you already know, the challenges that you already know. So bring in the things that you really want. Don't bring in anything that you don't want, or don't stay in anything you don't want, especially if you're not getting the edge and the deep, intense mystery passions and the wild, intense edge of Lilith in. It's going to be an edgy week. I think that, a lot, but it's almost like you're not giving enough pride to that in a way. I think that that's part of the problem is you already know so much. Have pride that you know so much and don't look at this as unfortunate. Look at this as fortunate. Like, yeah, that's not working. That's not working because you know it. This will work because you know it. Instead of downplaying it as, oh, this is bad fortune. This is just shitty. I don't know shit. It's like, no, you know way too much. You're the sign that knows love better than anybody. So, it's like... Don't fucking do it. You already know what not to do, but go do what you know what to go do. And put some pride behind that. Remember, we are the pride, literally. Lions are in a pride. I know that's one of the 7 deadly sins, but I would say if you understand it from a different perspective. Well, the 5 of Swords, time to try harder to turn the wheel of fortune in a different direction. Maybe, maybe you've gotten so... lazy, Or maybe you're trying to, you know what? I'm going to say this. It's opposite of lazy. I think that you're trying too hard for things that you already aren't knowing going to work. So stop trying hard and watch things just easily happen. The things that easily happen. The things we have to try so hard to where it's almost like, gosh, you know what's walking away from you? Fortune. You shouldn't have to try that hard. You're a Leo. Well, the world card upright with that. This is the world of mystery, dark mystery that you're going into this week. And it's time for you to go take that world and see that new world. I think that you've come especially to a completion of a world that feels like there's no fortune and you know a lot. And it's time to just go take all that knowledge. And that, I would say, especially those unfortunate situations that just weren't part of your destiny, and to walk into the mysteries of the intense and the deep. Doesn't sound too bad. Neptune in the 10th of Cancer. Ooh, that's a weird one. All right. So I think that your emotional plans of how you would seem to expect that things would go about relationships, you got to throw out to the wind now. They've delusionally not turn out right. They've thought that they were going to show that way, but it's like your emotional plans are not working. So it's almost like let go of the emotional plans on how you expect love to work in your life right now, and that's where you'll see the divine come through.
Yeah, you said heading into the world of unknown, but good thing, Leo, that you are the sun and that you are radiating those light, and so that individuals may follow and individuals may be attracted to you. And you might have to burn some of those moppers up as well. But you know what's good. You know what's bad. You know what's going to benefit you. You know what has a potential to be a kryptonite, so to speak. But you'll be able to pick it out, so there's no worries about that. You'll be able to progress. You'll be able to know what's going to be worthy of your time, what's worthy of your space, and what's worthy of having in your life. But always lead by example. Always lead with that energy force that is the sun that is bringing you forward in this life, that continuation. Keep pushing forward. Lead by example.
That's all you got to do. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So what did everybody want? They wanted Sag came up. Virgos, I know it's your birthday, but you're going last. Sag came up.
Save the best for last.
Save the best for last. Save the second best for last, or the worst for last? Second for last. Let's see what the Saggies are going through this week. Remember, I love you all, Saggies. Whew. I take heat from the Saggies a lot. Should I pick up the card and tell you what's going on? Ooh. Eight of Cups reversed. Still don't want to... Still are ready to walk away, but then turn around and keep doing the same fucking thing. Fuck. Oh, man. I don't like seeing that card in love reading. That's like, I still think I need to turn around and see if I can fucking see where the emotion still is here. How many times have you turned fucking around? Gosh, you're like a semi-truck trying to make a U-turn at a dead end. And then make another U-turn and get to the same dead end. Like, how much fucking time and effort is that? You are sad. It's about going on the road and the journey of life, not continually making the journey the same journey that's not going anywhere. Especially with this sun in Virgo, it's time to be an adult and grow up and make hardcore decisions. The moon's going to be in your sign. The delusions of grandeur of the way that you expect life to look like is not showing up with the choices you must make now. This Venus in the 8th is time to make massive change and radical change in order for you to get what you really want, instead of holding on to things that you think you want, but you're missing out and hungry and not getting anything. Look at this. Your challenge is the Emperor card upright. So you feel... I feel that you keep turning around. I feel that you're very indecisive right now because of the fact that you feel that, making the choice that you really want to make alone and to maybe even be alone, or that you have the power to do what you need to do right now, is like almost impossible. But that's not the truth at all. Like that, if anything, you have enough power to keep turning around. You know what I mean? And keep looking at something that you already know is fucking... Because I've popped up this card a lot. And with Neptune in your 4th house, and especially with Mars here in the 5th and square Saturn, it's like, okay, you want love, but it's not showing up physically the way you want to. So why keep continuing to go up to the physical thing that is not showing up to? Choose a new physical thing. Pluto, rebirth it. Venus in the 8th, rebirth it. And where's your real passion at? Look at this. Your overall is Virgo. You need to reanalyze this whole situation, and that's why you need to go back. But maybe you need to actually analyze the reality much different and make better choices now. But I would say that this is about new choices into the purification of the true life that you want to have. Your shadow that you got here is the mask with the Emperor. Yeah, I would say that, I think that, I think that, I don't know why I'm picking this up. I feel that, Sag, it's almost like you just keep feeling that there's this partnership or this person or your partner that you think is this great fucking powerhouse for you when it's a mask, or it came in masked up already and you've never been able to remove the mask from that. There's too many hidden shit behind this person or weird shit. And it's the false illusion that they are an emperor or that they are all powerful when they're not. And you keep turning around to that, expecting that power to show up, and they don't show it to you. Wow, you got the 2 of Cups in reverse. This is definitely saying that you are turning around to what you think is still your soulmate energy, which it's not. It's a soul contract that's ended. Karmic cycle that's ended. Sorry, you got the soulmate card reversed with the fucking 8 of Cups reversed. I don't know what to tell you, but you're going back to something that's not going to work out. Maybe there is something to turn around towards that, that is going to work out, but it's almost like maybe you're making the wrong choice, again. Like you keep making the same choice. I would say especially throughout this 2020. It's like that choice that you keep going back to and it's the same result. But I almost feel like maybe the universe is saying, no, maybe you need to turn around and look for what you know is really the real true vibe of what you want. It could have passed your way already. Could be already known in some sort of way, but you're not acting on it. That Virgo card came because of the Queen of Swords upright. Yeah, it's time for you to empower yourself and find the direction that you really want to go. I like this card because, this Egyptian goddess, definitely Isis energy, is definitely a goddess energy, and so is Virgo. There's this goddess energy that's trying to direct you to truth, that actually gives you everything that you want. You're definitely not in it since it's the overall card. I think that you're caught up and lost between who that is, and I think it's definitely not the mask of the person that you keep going towards and getting let down constantly with. And I don't know why you want to keep trying. At this point, it's just I'm tired of saying it. And the cards are tired, and my guides are they're tired. Your guides are tired. All the guides are tired. All of them. All of them. Everyone is tired of it. Jupiter in the 5th in Aquarius. Well, it's time for you to go explore some new happy love into places that you can actually connect with and find the ultimate future with. Might be radical departures. That's Jupiter in Aquarius. I got my ticket to Mars today, and it's going to be fucking a great time. But when it comes to your love life, it's you maybe need to explore new places that you've never been before. That's what Sag is.
And that exploration in space.
Yeah.
Where the cosmos is going to take you. Or are you not going to take that opportunity? Are you going to settle? Are you going to just reside in that comfort that you think that all is good and that you have everything and that it is one and y'all are one? Or are you going to take the risk? Are you going to see possibly for what it is? Because maybe there is that love. Maybe it is there. But are you sitting there blindly wanting it to be there? Or is it the truth? Because there's two things. We can blindly hope and we can blindly dream. And we can kind of paint a picture in our mind. We can make something be so real that's not real at all. And then we get lost in our own life. It's like an Inception type situation, when he's spinning that cap. And the only way that he knows that he's not dreaming is when that cap kind of falls down. Are you really willing to take that risk of watching it all crumble to find your true happiness?
Hum diddy dum dum.
You like that?
I think it's pretty clear. It's like, this is like, especially to the Sagittarius that just keep going back to the same person and they think it's gonna change. It's not gonna change, and there's a fucking hidden element to this person. Sorry. Last one. It's the birthday. It's the Virgos.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Virgo.
Happy birthday, Virgos. I hope that you get lots of Swippers, lots of bleach. Believe it or not, Virgos are a lot more than just cleaning. Some of them don't like cleaning, too. Virgos can be freaks in the sheets, Mars and Aries especially right now, but the squares to Saturn in their love house. Are you holding yourself from love because of the new doors that you have to enter into depths? Or are you just all willing to go into depths, but there's no love? Like, what the fuck? Like, you got some complicated situations going on here, Virgo. Your first card is the Hermit. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how the Hermit's a really great card for love. I mean, it's kind of the... oh, man. It's like playing the old person. Yeah, you have a lot that you're processing. Mercury in your own sign. Mars squared the 5th. Saturn, right? I don't know. I'm feeling that you're being too old, Virgo, energetically. You feel that you need to have some sort of wisdom, which, like, I'll be honest with you, you fucking already have it. It's a love reading. The Hermit is not cool for a love reading. I'm gonna be real. If it's your first card, you're acting too old. Your wisdom is getting in the way at this point. You got the Star card up right as your challenge. Wow, you're not willing to let go and experience the glory of the universal energies and where that could take you. No, you're too smart. You're a wannabe Merlin right now. You're not Merlin though. This is like ultimate blocking of great energy because of some crazy rules, ideas. I mean, this is very Capricorn, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto with an opposition to Venus, right? In your 11th, like, go have fun. Go have a good time. Go experience people. Go Mars in the 8th. You're going to have to go open some gates. Not have padlocks on them all day. Chastity belts. 9th house is your overall. This has to do about your belief structures, especially with that Hermit I felt. But also, the 9th house is the opposite. Maybe it's time to open up to some new beliefs. Open up some new doors. The shadow that you got here is the child I was meant to be. That's the issue here. It's like everything is. It's meant to look like this, and the challenge is you're not looking at it from what the universe is showing that it's meant to be like. You're trying to be all knowing. I know how it should look. And da 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 da. Okay. Okay, Grandma, Grandpa. Why'd you pull that Hermit? Page of Pentacles. I think that you're offering wisdom, but and then people are trying to offer you things, and it's like nobody's showing up to go love the teacher. Nobody's showing up to go love that kind of old wisdom kind of way. It might not be a bad thing, but I think that, the positive of this reading is saying like, okay, you've got a lot of wisdom here. When are you going to also take off that Merlin hat and fucking have a good time? But that Page of Pentacles is like, there's an offer coming to you. Be wise about it, but also don't. The Page of Pentacles is young. So it's like, here's this young, new, beautiful offering of energy source, of love and positivity to create and manifest. Definitely this Mercury trine Uranus too, I would say for you. Is like these all new perspectives of what you could be and what you could have. But it's almost like, are you going to, be like,
No, it's not good. No, I gotta go over here. Go in here. I gotta go into this hut. You don't know anything about alchemy. You don't know anything about how it should look.
I didn't know love had to look a certain fucking way. I didn't know that it fucking had an old crotchety fucking person fucking telling me what to do too. When you don't look old and crotchety. The Chariot. It's time to move into your ultimate bliss and happiness, but you got to get out of the same environment and the same stories that you keep fucking doing. It's boring. I think that you're stimulated, but you're stimulated in the sense that how many times are you walking around the room now looking like a crackhead fucking with some baking soda, like fucking time to get out of that fucking 1-bedroom apartment and fucking go somewhere else and do something and fucking enjoy fucking this journey of love. Like, fuck. Stop fucking just bleep, 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 bleep. Oh my God. Like, I fucking figured it all out. You know, no, you need to get rid of this. I'm going to pull you another card with this crotchety energy. I'm feeling the crotchety. Feeling crotchety. Oh, we'll use the TV deck and we'll cut it in half because it's your birthday. What's up with the crotchety? Oh, the death card. Ooh, Virgo. Oh, yeah, it's time to kill the fucking.
Oh, no. I must look like this. And I know the way the universe works. Little person that's got not much. I know you're sending me something beautiful. Well, maybe I gotta
kill this so I can accept that great new gift of love and happiness. And
no, it's meant to be this way. It has to look this way.
but what about the universe? No, yeah, you gotta put this whole death to this whole. Oh, it's meant to look like this. It's time to find the power to end beliefs that are holding you from you moving into the ultimate fucking new direction that is guided by spirit. You got the 2 cards that have the stars in them that are guided by the universe and guided by spirit. You got the Star card and you got the Chariot. But your challenge is the Star, so you don't know shit about fucking letting the universe guide the way at all. And then here's the overall, it's your beliefs are holding yourself. It's like you're counteracting your own beliefs, you know. Happy birthday, Virgo.
Happy birthday.
You want me to join you in the hut and
We can talk about all those things that it should look like.
It was an interesting Deep Love Tarot. Make sure that you join us on highvibe.tv, of course, every day. We'd love to get, we didn't roll the dice for them, and we need to get Craig's input.
That's what I was about to say. Did you roll the dice? People are getting wild in the chat. Had to just put a couple people in timeout.
Uh-oh. Was some Virgos getting pissed?
Some people getting wordy out there. A couple people
getting, you know what? Hey, you know what, Virgos?
300-second timeout.
Anybody who's having issues right now, it's look at how crotchety you are.
Take a chill pill for 300 seconds.
Oh, my gosh. Are you really straight? You know, go get some preparation H. Jeez. Cooling gel. Got Jupiter and fucking Taurus in the 10th house here. You're not going to get what you want unless you open up to abundance in your life. And I would say that you open up also these rules that maybe don't hold value and open up to new rules that have better values. Crotchety. You don't like the voice. That's what got the Virgos.
You don't like her. No.
You want to go play chess?
Did you roll the dice?
Yep. Jupiter in 10th and Taurus. Told him all about it just now.
I missed the first part.
It's all good. What do you have to say?
I think this is the perfect time, Virgo, to kind of step out into that new frontier, so to speak. You know, step out into the forest, step out and create a new world that you want. You know, step out of the rigidness, maybe that mundane lifestyle that you've kind of pieced yourself into a corner. I think this is the perfect time, you know, to celebrate your birthday and celebrate that life. You know, another trip around What a beautiful day it's going to be. Happy birthday to any Virgo whose birthday it is today, of course, and coming up in this next week. Before we talk to you again, take this time to really appreciate yourself and appreciate the world that you've created. I think that goes for everybody that's out there. Really appreciate what you've done and who you are up to this day, and continue to put in that work, continue to try to better yourself, always continue to love more, continue to express yourself more, even though it may be hard. We all know it's hard to express ourselves, take ourselves out of the comfort zone, but it'll benefit us in the long term. The more that we express ourselves, the more that we get comfortable in our own skin, we'll be able to achieve greatness. So just continue to push forward. Stay weird. Stay sweaty.
I don't know why people are saying, is this payback because they busted your balls about Leo? I'm sorry, I don't even know who you are. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I handle the muting, by the way.
You think I fucking am just sitting there fucking like pulling tarot and using astrology and with some person's fucking, well, they fucking talk shit on Leos. You know what? I'm sorry to say I'm a fucking Leo and I own my own fucking life and love my fucking life. And the last thing I'm thinking about is some Virgo's fucking issues fucking with my life. Sorry. That trigger you a little bit, Virgo? Because you're crotchety.
Crotchety.
You don't have a good time. You're blocking all the good things in life from rules. That's why you have Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in your 5th house. I'm going to wake you motherfucking Virgos up right now. You have Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in Capricorn in your 5th house of love. You are an old crotchety person. You are fucking Scrooge McDuck. You are Scrooge. You are Mr. Burns when it comes to love right now. And passion with Mars squaring it because you don't fucking know how to do it because something comes up that you're triggered by with Neptune too sensitive in your relationship house that it's got to look exactly the way of this perfect fucking vision that I'm sorry to say it doesn't look like. And nothing can fit in the fucking box the way that you want it to do. And that's your fucking problem. So have a nice fucking birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And have some fun.